West of Alaska, the chain of the Aleutian Islands creates a natural barrier between the North Pacific and the Bering Sea. These cold and shallow waters are extremely productive, making them among the most profitable fishing grounds in the world. Totally at home in this beautiful setting, the factory trawler Northern Eagle, operated by Ocean Trawl Inc., ranks among the finest fishing vessels in America. The Northern Eagle was originally built in 1966 for inter-island cargo transport in Hawaii. 20 years later, the vessel was taken over by new owners and converted for pollock trawling and on-board processing. The conversion assignment was given to the Ulstein Group in Norway, where the vessel arrived on a winter's day in 1987. First of all, the hull had to be cleared of its top sections and old interior. Then, the vessel was put in dry dock for further treatment. The entire hull had to be carefully inspected. Old paint and rust was removed by sandblasting. Major and minor damage had to be repaired, and the keel was provided with a substantial load of solid ballast. Furthermore, parts of the hull had to be adapted to the new function of the vessel. In particular, the design of the stern is important for a stern trawler. After all, this is the area where the ship is supposed to haul in a profit. A conversion like this one is a major operation. The yard's experience and know-how will be tested in a lot of areas. Besides, physical building capacity, like the 200 meters of well-equipped dry dock in Ulsteinvik, is vital for the assignment. Here, a vessel may be literally split into pieces and the sections removed for indoor processing and later reassembly. Still more important, however, is the yard's long experience in the designing and construction of fishing vessels and the high standard engineering capacity within the Ulstein Group. A factory trawler is a highly complex unit. A large number of components must be carefully arranged, paying attention to ease of operation, internal cooperation, and available space. There is a lot of paperwork involved in the process, and the yard's computer-assisted drawing system is a real time saver in the production of all the necessary sketches and construction drawings. The fuel economy of a vessel is decided by the combined design of propulsion system and hull shape, especially the bow and stern.
Okay.
Through a continuous research program, with high-tech computer processing of model tank test results, the Ulstein Group has built up considerable know-how in this field. Furthermore, every component of the propulsion system is manufactured locally within the group, prompting an optimal adaptation of each part to the others. Propellers have been produced at Ulstein since the early 1900s. Naturally, today's models are far more sophisticated than they were in those days, and the production line is almost totally computer-assisted, efficient and accurate. Accuracy is also essential for the propeller nozzle, manufactured in the largest rotating welding robot in Northern Europe. In this, even with a nozzle diameter of more than 4 meters, shape divergences are kept to within fractions of an inch. Minute care is also taken in the production of the Ulstein high-lift rudder. This particular rudder type provides a maximum of maneuverability at a minimum of speed, and with a minimum of seawater turbulence. As the conversion is making progress, the activities on board become increasingly complex. A large number of components have to be installed, and the erection sequence is very important. It is, for instance, obvious that the main engines should be mounted before the deck above is closed and filled with installations. Even with careful planning, the guiding of bulky machines down through narrow passages may sometimes be quite a challenge. Now the different components have to be connected by cables and pipeline systems, and detailed planning is equally important in this process. At this stage, the success of the conversion relies heavily on the yard's administration capacity. The yard's own workforce has to be coordinated with the efforts of a considerable group of subcontractors. The final date of delivery is approaching fast. Experts of several kinds and companies are crowding the site, and an occasional visitor will get an impression of increasing chaos. However, a closer look will show that the work is steadily making progress. Each member of the workforce is familiar with his own task, and every part of the proceedings is directed by accurate schedules. Simultaneously, every completed step of the process is carefully inspected, and the yard's administration receives daily feedback on the progress. The vessel will be ready on time.
Today I would like to dedicate this vessel, the Northern Eagle, to many years of hard work in the fisheries of Alaska and to calm seas and full nets.
The Northern Eagle is an impressive vessel. Her total length is 104 meters or 340 feet. She contains complete production plants for surimi, fish meal, and oil, and there is comfortable accommodation for 88 persons on board. In short, the vessel is a floating, productive community. First of all, the Northern Eagle is a sea-going vessel. She has a top speed of more than 14 knots and a hull that is built for working in rough seas. The bridge has an open design, providing the helmsman with an excellent overall view over instruments, nearby vessels, and internal trawl deck activities. Furthermore, the bridge instrument panel gives the captain direct control over most of the systems on board, and the vessel has a very advanced communication system.
Okay.
Good morning.
The design of the engine room is based on an overall idea of easy access for inspection and maintenance. The main power is provided by two sturdy diesel engines. Their combined output of 6,600 horsepower is transferred to the propeller by a reduction gear, while the bow propeller is run on electricity from the main generators. The engine room also supplies the vessel with fresh water, electricity, freezing capacity, and steam for heating. Upgraded information on the status of the different systems is continuously displayed on instruments in the engine control room, and most of the systems can also be remote controlled from here. The main engines and propulsion system give the Northern Eagle a bollard pull of 65 tons. This is essential for the fishing capacity of the vessel, and naturally, it has to be matched by correspondingly powerful trawl winches. In addition, the trawl wire tension is continuously adjusted by a computer system, giving the trawl net an even speed regardless of the ship's movements in the sea. The winch system on board the Northern Eagle is normally operated from a control panel on the bridge. From here, the operator has an excellent day and night view of the trawl deck and of the hand signals of the deck boss. The design of the trawl deck is very important for an efficient handling of the fishing gear, almost equally as important as the experience of the crew. Heavy weights, high-tension wires, and large nets have to be handled on a rolling and slippery deck, and it takes experience as well as a well-arranged winch system to do this job properly. In a steady working routine, the complex system of wires, chains, straps and winches is put into action and the catch is hauled in. Safety precautions are also vital in this area. High-tension wires are a considerable potential risk, so the crew stay in protected areas during winch operation. The average catch of the Northern Eagle is about 60 metric tons of pollock. Once the bag is open, this abundance of fish flows directly down two independently opened hatches into a separation bin system.
The right stuff.
This system makes sure that no part of the catch is left unattended for any length of time. The surimi production is based on a continuous supply of fresh Alaska pollock. Normally, the catch is almost entirely this one species, but nevertheless, it has to be sorted for occasional bycatch before it enters the factory. Now the fish is led by a network of conveyor belts along an almost totally automated production line. The fish is thoroughly washed, sorted by size, headed and gutted. Then the pure fish meat goes on to the surimi production, while the other parts are made into fish meal and oil. This entire process is carried out by automated machinery, and the role of the factory personnel is mainly to control and ensure a continuous process. During normal operation, a flow of 10 tons of fish runs through this line every hour. The actual surimi production requires great amounts of fresh water, about 6 tons of water for every ton of surimi. This water is made in a separate distillation plant in the engine room. The dimensions are quite impressive, and so is the capacity of 400 tons of fresh water per day. In this water, the minced fish is repeatedly washed until it is absolutely clean. Clean is, by the way, a key word for the entire factory. The plant is exclusively made of stainless steel and plastic materials and is constantly kept as non-bacterial as any onshore food factory. Refined as it is into pure protein, surimi may be described as the ultimate seafood product. Being without any taste or color, it serves as a base for an indefinite number of dishes. Naturally, the quality control of the production is very strict. Samples are taken at short intervals and run through a series of tests in the plant's laboratory. The results are then put on display in the packing area, and each block of surimi is marked accordingly. Naturally, the market is interested in first-class quality and in getting the amount they pay for. But preserving quality is, of course, just as important as producing quality, so excellent deep freezing facilities are absolutely essential. The Northern Eagle has a total in-freezing capacity of 60 tons a day, provided by 8 large plate freezers. Inside here, the blocks are tightly compressed and in approximately 2 hours frozen down to minus 35 degrees centigrade. During this time, a roller curtain helps keep the cold where it belongs. Completely frozen, the blocks are taken out and sent by conveyor belts to the packing station. 2 blocks at a time are put into boxes. They're marked according to brand, put onto pallets, and wrapped in a layer of stretch plastic. The pallets are then sent by elevator down to the cargo hold, where the permanent frostbite keeps the quality perfectly intact. Only the best parts, just about 20% of the pollock, can be used for surimi, but the rest is also a valuable resource. and it is processed on board into top-quality fish meal and oil. This separate production plant is completely enclosed, operated by one man from a central control unit. Every critical part of the plant is equipped with sensor systems, and the control room panel displays continuous information on every step in the process. The fish oil is separated at an early stage and used on board as additional fuel for heating. The rest is dried and ground into fish meal. Then it is compressed into pellets and automatically transported to bulk. All the raw material has now been used, and the seabirds find a meagre feast in the wake of the northern eagle. Every seagoing vessel is an isolated community. Far away as it is from all the service facilities on shore, it is particularly important to avoid any kind of problems. One crucial factor is to provide a healthy environment for the crew. The Northern Eagle has a very well-dimensioned air conditioning system, where the fresh air is heated and adjusted for moisture before it is transferred to the different parts of the ship. The temperature may, of course, be individually adjusted for each separate room, providing a comfortable indoor climate throughout the vessel. It is also important that the design of the interior is both practical and attractive. But the most important element of comfort on board is the food. And since a happy crew very often is a good crew, much of the basis for a successful tour is laid in the galley.
What a way to spend a life. Cruising the seas and you get somebody to do your laundry for you, cook for you. What more can you ask? Money. Money, more money.
So ends our story about this modern bird phoenix, about the battered old northern eagle that went through flames and fire into a new life and a new future. May she enjoy a long and prosperous life among all the other eagles of the Aleutian Islands. And may she over and over again return to shore with her bounty from the sea.